All right. With that, we move on to top shelf bets, our favorite bets in the NHL for Thursday, January 26th. I'm going to kick it off here with a really interesting matchup for a couple of reasons. There is a good narrative revenge game aspect here between the Blues and the Flames. Justin Falk of the Blues had some, I don't know, not so nice things. I didn't think they were terrible things to say about playing in Canada right now with the restrictions there and the fact that teams are not at full capacity in their arena. He just said they wanted to go to Calgary and get out of there pretty quickly. The Flames had some trouble, had some fun with him on social media after they pumped the Blues 7-1 in that game. However, I think with the spot for the Flames, they're on a back-to-back. This is a pretty good number on St. Louis at home. They're minus 130 at the moment. I think this number might tick up. I would play it to minus 140. The Blues, they're getting good goaltending from Ville Husso, which is really surprising considering where he was last year. And when I say really good goaltending, I mean spectacular goaltending, plus 14 and a half goals saved above expected in just 15 games. That's the 8th best mark overall in the NHL. And he does have the best goals saved above expected per 60 among goalies with 10 plus starts per money puck. So if Husso's going, I think that you're getting a pretty good number here on the Blues. It's just really weird for me to say that because 3 months ago, I would say the opposite of say if Binnington's going. I would be interested here in the Blues. But I think you're going to get a good goaltending matchup against the Flames, who, like I said, on a back-to-back. And I think the market is just a little too high, although they have been playing a little bit better of late. I think this Blues team continues to be a little underrated by bookmakers, fans, pundits, everybody. This is a Stanley Cup contender in my book, especially if they get the goaltending they're getting from Husso. So I'll take St. Louis as a favorite, minus 140 or better on Thursday. Do you have anything for Flames and Blues?
I'm with you here for the most part. We might see Dan Vladar in net as well for the Flames here with Markstrom going Wednesday night. Like you said, we need to monitor the Blues goaltending. It's really interesting, and who starts against the Flames is actually going to be really telling for me going forward, because there's no rest situation here. So we'll get to see if Husso has gotten himself to a point where he can possibly take over the starting job. We have touched on the Flames in previous episodes where they're no longer an under team. This has been on full display with what they've generated offensively lately. And of course, they did dominate their game against the Blues. Back at home, I do expect, with some guys back as well, I do expect a better game from the Blues, and we'll just need to determine how much of that is baked into the number already. I do have the interest in the over, but I would actually need to see Binnington to play the over here.
It's quite strange. All right, we'll move on to your favorite bet for Thursday night. And there probably is no more polarizing team, both in terms of just like casual fans, the media, and bettors alike, than the Edmonton Oilers right now. They're minus 120 at home, hosting the Nashville Predators, who are even money. The over-under here is 6. Now, the Oilers were really, really bad for a little while. There's no getting around it. Looked like the team was kind of coming undone at the seams. The media really sunk its teeth into them up there. Connor McDavid hasn't scored in 8 or 9 games in a row now, which is completely unheard of. And the goaltending was shoddy at best. However, you have started to see this team turn a corner, eh?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't like betting against Soros. And if I do bet against them, I do want some significant plus money on my side. But I do have the Oilers pointed in the right direction again. And my outlook for Nashville outside of Soros hasn't changed from what we've discussed previously. The Oilers have been getting unlucky results for a while now. But I mean, like you mentioned with the struggles of McDavid and Draisaitl, that's just not gonna it's not gonna continue. Against a Nashville team having trouble producing consistent offense again lately, I think the Oilers are too short at home here. Of course, everything we talk about the Oilers is contingent on their goaltending, which is a coin flip most games. But I will be on the Oilers here, and yeah, I just think they're too short against Nashville.
Yeah, I'm with you. When you look at their statistical profiles, you think of the Oilers, good offense, Predators, good defense, Predators, pedestrian offense, Oilers, pedestrian defense. And then you throw in the home ice advantage, the fact that the Oilers have the great game-breaking talent of McDavid and Draisaitl, and I think it's actually a decent price here on Edmonton, -120. Not something I thought I would be saying 2 weeks ago, but here we are. That's how quickly things can change when you're betting in the NHL. And I also think, we don't really talk about player props much here, but if you're playing percentages, McDavid, he's been around like plus 140-ish. I think maybe even a little higher than that to score.
Mhm.
I think that's a great number considering just how due he is, and we haven't seen this kind of slump from him in the past.
Yeah, I absolutely. I just think that a lot of times we get so like caught up in like what we see in the last game, or we get too married to like a thought that we have of a team. But the reality of the situation is that things can change on a dime. Like we've talked about this several times, where teams profile a certain way, but whether that be an under team, an over team, a team that I want to be looking at fading going forward, and things just change immediately. Now, there is something to be said about sample sizes, but that's where context matters, and where you need to kind of look at the results that a team is producing based on who they've been playing. And so with who the Oilers have been playing, I value their game against the Canucks very highly. They actually ran into a hot goalie that night, and they should have probably won that game quite easily. But we've seen this from the Oilers quite a bit now in the last little bit, where they are playing well enough to win, possibly run away with the games, but they're just not finishing. And with the guys they have on that roster, I don't expect that to continue moving forward.